NVIDIA overview, price prediction, and technical analysis, and we're on the monthly chart. And what we'll do is start off on the monthly chart and work our way all the way down to about the H4 chart. And yeah, without wasting any further time, let's get straight into the actual technical analysis. And we can see that the market had given us a W formation here, which had a neckline there, and we saw price break into the upside of that neckline. And since the market has been moving upwards. And another thing that I see that is very much important is the fact that the market had also given us this structure over here, or that candlestick. And what it is a bearish candlestick with a small body and quite a long lower wick. And it tells us that where that wick ends at the bottom. As you guys know, we have a lot of liquidity there, and liquidity represents money. And as I always say, that money needs to be triggered by the market at one point or another. So at some point, the market will come back to this level to grab that liquidity. And what else do we see? Another thing that I see that is also very much interesting is that the market had given us a gap there, and gaps are very much similar to liquidity areas in that they too carry liquidity, and that liquidity is actually money. And again, we will see the market come back to that level to fill that gap at one point, right? From here, I'm just going to head down to the weekly chart, and here we are on the weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, we can see that again we have this level over here, which is now a very strong level of support. And we also have what seems to be a W formation here. And I know that to you guys it doesn't seem like one, but trust me, it is one. And again, remember that whenever we have these patterns, ideally we want to see price break out to the upside, and then in the future come back to the neckline to give it a test. And at that point where the neckline is generally where we look for further buy opportunities, right? Just bear in mind also that we have that one candlestick over here that's carrying all of that liquidity. And as much as I'm saying that we may potentially see the market come back to this level to give it a test and then push further up, it is also quite possible that we may see the market actually disregard that level by pushing all the way down to this level to trigger the liquidity here, and then only potentially move up, right? Anyway, let me just add my neckline for that W structure. Just bear with me. There goes our neckline. And I'm also going to utilize Fibonacci just to see if we have any key numbers that align with that neckline. So just bear with me. Let's have a look. Fibonacci. There we go, more or less. And we can see also that, as I said, the neckline, which is over here, more or less, of this W formation over here, a double bottom, aligns, we could say, with the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level, which adds as confluence in as far as looking for potential buy opportunities goes. So what that means is that your price from where it is currently, which is over here, move all the way down to around here. At this point, we may look for potential buy opportunities, in my very humble opinion. And that is because, remember guys, that number one, we have this W formation here. Number two, we have this level over here, which is a very strong level of support. Number three, it is also the neckline of that W structure. And number four, it aligns with the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level, right? So should price again come back to this level, at this level would be a good area to potentially look for those buy opportunities, keeping in mind that we also have that one candlestick at this point that is carrying liquidity as well. And it is also quite possible that we may see price disregard that level to push to this level to grab that liquidity, and then only potentially move further up, right? Anyway, from here I'm just going to move down to the daily chart, and here we are on the daily chart. And again, just to recap, on the weekly chart, remember we spoke about how we have a W formation here, right? And it's better visible actually on the daily chart because we can see that this would be the first leg, which is much higher than the second leg, and this area over here would be the second leg, as you can see. And as I said, it has a neckline there, right? I hope you guys can see that. And remember also that we said should price from where it is come back to this level would be a good area to look for potential buy opportunities, right? And that is because the very same level is a very strong level of support, and it also aligns with the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level, right? Anyway, let's proceed. What else do we see? I'm just now gonna add my channel. So there goes my daily channel, more or less. there we go. And the daily channel also serves as confirmation and confluence that indeed we are in an upward trending market or an upward trajectory, and that for the most part we should be looking for buy opportunities, right? But what else do we see now that we're on the daily chart? On the daily chart, we can also see that we have a lot of gaps. If you were to look at this arrow over here, we have a gap there, we have another gap here, we have, let's see, gaps here and there, in addition to here as well. So these gaps tell us that we have a lot of money stuck there, right? And that in the future we will see price come back to all of these areas to fill all of those gaps. We just don't know exactly when this will happen, but it will happen at one point or another, right? But for the most part, just based on the first price action that I've been speaking about, I believe that we should only be looking for potential buy opportunities. What else do we see at this point? At this point, we have over and above this double formation, this level over here, which is also a very strong level of support in my very humble opinion. And as much as I'm saying that it is quite possible that we may see price from where it is actually move all the way down to here to test the neckline, right, which is over here of this W structure. It is also possible that the market may only head down to this level to test this very strong level of support, right? And at that level again, we may potentially see the market continue to move further up, right? Anyway, what else do we see? At this point, I don't see much. Let's head down to the H4 chart. Let's have a look. H4 chart. On the H4 chart, I'm just going to adjust my channel. Just bear with me, guys. There goes this is my daily channel, by the way, that I'm adjusting. Just bear with me. And just remember that we just need to ensure that whatever drawings that we do indeed add to our charts are as close to perfection as possible. There we go, there we go, there we go. And again, guys, remember, just to recap, let me just zoom in a bit. Just bear with me. Right, remember that on the bigger time frames, we spoke about how we have this W formation in addition to this neckline, which aligns with the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level. And we said that should price come back to this level, we may potentially look for buy opportunities there, right? We also spoke about how we have this very strong level of support, and that it is quite possible also that price may only move to this level, and at that level may continue to move further up, right? But let's zoom in and see what else we have on the chart. And also remember, I spoke about those gaps, right? And I said that all of these gaps are carrying liquidity, and liquidity is money, and that money needs to be triggered by the market at one point or another, right? But here we are on the H4 chart. What do we see on the H4 chart? At this point, I don't see much really in as far as buy or sell opportunities goes, but we can see that at this point, this is the current all-time high, and ideally I want to see a retracement of sorts, and at the very least to this area. And I'm just going to utilize Fibonacci again to see if we have any key numbers that align with the area. Let's have a look, which is now also, by the way, a very strong level of support. There we go, there we go, there we go. And again, we can see that this area over here, which is a very strong level of support, aligns with, we could say, the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level again, and should price from where it is come back to this level. At this level, we have more confluence and confirmation to look for potential buy opportunities, right? But in as far as sell opportunities go at this point, I don't see any. But myself personally, I would love to see price actually come back to around this level, which is where, remember, we have that huge W structure, which also has a neckline over here, which is also a very strong level of support, and the very same level aligns with the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level. But so far, in as far as buy or sell opportunities go for that matter, I don't see any.